Okay, it's clear that you came here in Cuba in regards to the Pennsylvania Brigade. Can you explain why you came to Cuba?
Well, I had done a lot of reading, enjoyed reading a lot about Cuba. You know, mostly when you mention Cuba, people say, oh, what Africans in Cuba, you know, and it's been in the news so much, and you know, about the revolution. And I just read a lot about it, and when you try to defend it, you never have visited. People can throw that back at you. You never even been there. How can you say how it is? So it was important if I'm going to contribute to the struggle or contribute to take away the negative propaganda that myself and experience.
Since you've been here, what's one of the most exciting things that has happened to you that you like to tell people about the system?
Don't believe the hype. Because this place is beautiful. I mean, it's in America, if you take it to news, they're rich in America, but also very poor. And not once have I been approached for a child or an old person or anyone for that matter to approach me to ask for food. Which is, you know, your basic human right. It's like, you know, and we don't have that in America, so how can we talk about human rights? You know, in other countries, if we don't even control people's human rights in America, in the United States. So, it just, it angers me, the things that I find out. For instance, in the mental hospital that we visited, they had some pictures when you walk in of pre-revolutionary pictures of people and the things that they had experienced. So, for instance, a man's face was eaten by rats. Black and white pictures. In a documentary in the U.S., someone took these photos and said that this is the way it was now. But I'm seeing for myself that this, you know, these pictures are wrong. They lied, outright lied. And a lot of lies are surfacing. my time here. I've seen a lot of lies. So it even makes me see more what the American government is really about, American imperialism is really all about.
Okay, thank you.
Richard Becker from San Francisco.
Okay, it's quite clear at this point that you're part of the Pennsylvania Brigade in regards to coming to Cuba. I'd like to ask you, can you explain why you came to Cuba?
Well, I've been a supporter of Cuba for the last 20 years and felt that it was particularly important to come now to see Cuba for my own education, but also out of solidarity with Cuba during a difficult time for them, the special period that they're facing, the increased threats of aggression from the United States.
Now, you've been in Cuba for almost 10 days or so. What has been one of the most exciting things that you have saw or that you have experienced since you've been here?
Well, one of the most exciting things, and there have been many exciting things, but one was to go to the psychiatric hospital. I worked until last year, I had worked for 7 years with senior citizens who were homeless, mainly homeless senior citizens in San Francisco, and was able to see the great, really the loss of people that happens in the system in the United States. How people who could be playing a productive role in society and who certainly deserve to have decent conditions, mostly people who are retired workers, who may, in the course of their lives, have fallen into things like family breakups, alcoholism, mental illness themselves, just get kind of thrown aside by society. No attention is paid to their needs. They're treated with complete disrespect. And it's also a great waste for the society of people who can still be productive individuals. And at the psychiatric hospital, we could see that there were a lot of people who, many of whom have chronic mental illness, will probably never be able to leave the hospital. But it doesn't mean that they can't go on living a life. They have to live it under certain conditions, but they're able to be productive, they're able to have recreation, they're able to have a social life, and if they want to engage in the arts. And to see that a country like Cuba, which is really still a very poor country, was able to do something like that, when the United States, which is the quote-unquote richest country in the world, has no such thing for anyone, and that for anyone in the United States to be able to even think about going to a facility like that, they would have to have a family that could pay $100,000 a year.
we understand that you came to Cuba with the Pennsylvania Brigade during the 23rd contingency. Could you explain why you decided to come to Cuba?
Well, part of the reason I decided to come to Cuba is because I was born in the Caribbean. And I've heard many things about Cuba, both recently, over the past few years in the news, from the media in the U.S. And from organizers that I work with who do more positive things, and I wanted to sort of see for myself what the situation was, what things were like.
And since you have been here, can you tell us about one incident or the most exciting thing that occurred since you've been here?
Attention.
And one of the most exciting things that ever happened to you since you've been in Cuba?
The most exciting thing has been my own process of learning in terms of understanding different systems of government. Having lived in Barbados, which is a social democracy, and then moving to the United States, I experienced sort of trauma in that transition. And now I understand sort of why I went through that trauma and why that in turn prompted me to become an activist in my own right around issues that affected Caribbean people moving to the United States from the Caribbean.
Okay, thank you.
It also helped me to understand how Cuba has taken that step, or that process one step further in terms of committing itself to socialism. And so now I understand the invasion of Grenada, and also I can see the contrast between Cuba wanting to maintain its autonomy and other countries in the Caribbean who have chosen the social democracy route, who are now in debt to the IMF and the World Bank because their route still encompasses a degree of capitalism, not pure capitalism, but a vast degree of capitalism, and how even that amount of capitalism is now having them in trouble. So that just helps me to clarify and fuels my activism.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what is your name?
My name is Jamila Commanders, and I'm a member of the All African People's Revolution.
Okay, can you explain that, recognizing you're here in Cuba as a part of the Vincent Ramirez Brigade, the 23rd Contingency, can you explain why you came to Cuba?
Yes, I came to Cuba because I wanted to see why the United States hates it so much. I wanted to see, what was in this country that was feared so much. I wanted to see socialism, was there anything to be afraid of? I wanted to see it in action. I wanted to see how the people teach.
Okay. Since you've been in Cuba, can you speak to maybe one of the most exciting things that has happened to you since you've been here?
Yes, a lot of things have happened exciting. I'm just going to mention maybe that was the most, as big as that wasn't the most exciting thing. The most exciting thing that's happened to me is that I've learned how to share openly with people. And learn and got to know the people here, the delegates. And they taught me how to organize, how to be on time, how to be a human being. I think that's what I think in America, I haven't learned what it means to be a sharing, giving, working, contributing human being. That's what I learned. That's the most exciting thing. Learning how to be a human being.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.